Okay, it's time to reveal your Premier League goal of the season. We've narrowed it down to the top six here. And Barnes, which one's your favourite out of these six?
There's a lot of good goals there, and I want to give a mention to Christian Benteke against Manchester United. I think that was an unbelievable strike. We talked about Benteke being a huge disappointment at Liverpool this season, but that was an incredible finish. The technique he showed there was incredible, and obviously it didn't get Liverpool anything from that game, but a great goal. But my pick is probably against Liverpool, Jamie Vardy's volley. Just, everything about it really, the way it capped off his season, it was his best goal of what has been by far his best season of his entire career. It was just an incredible strike, the ball over the top. It was a vintage Leicesterville counter-attack, pretty Route 1, you wouldn't say intricate build-up play or anything like that, but the strike was just, I forgot quite how good it was. I saw it again quite recently, and it was just the angle against him, everything like that, and there was nothing really Mignolet could do. Usually if a keeper gets beaten at what was probably his near post, you'd say, and from that distance you'd say the keeper should do better, but there wasn't really anything he could do about it. It was just an incredible strike.
Yeah, certainly a product of his season, really, wasn't it? First day of the season, he's never taken that volley on, but when you're scoring that many goals, you scored in 11 games in a row, whatever it was, it's just, an amazing goal, and certainly, capped what's been an amazing season for him. Matt, Barney's mentioned Benteke's against Liverpool there. I know you're a big fan of Martial's in that game as well. He sort of announced himself on the stage with that game. It was a great finish, but I mean, personally for me, I think he was a bit lucky to get through Skirtle's challenge there, but I mean, you want to give a shout out to that?
Yeah, I think it deserves a shout out. Like Barney said, obviously Benteke's came after, and that was a great finish as well. But I think Martial, to announce yourself in that sort of way, I think if you're going to become a hero to United fans, which he has done over the course of the season, it's not a bad way to start against Liverpool doing that. I know it was a bit lucky, but I think you make your own luck like that, and it was a lovely little finish into the bottom corner. If I'm being deadly serious, it's probably not the goal of the season. I'd probably sway towards Payet against Bournemouth, that free kick, which was unbelievable. I think you could have a justice category for Payet's goals this season, couldn't you? That he's hit some unbelievable efforts. That one against Bournemouth, come against the crossbar, didn't it, and came down, and unbelievable effort. And I think I would go with that. Obviously Benteke's as well, I can appreciate a good goal, and that was a fantastic goal. And Dele Alli's against Palace was great as well. There's been some really good goals this season. Vardy, obviously, Barney's already mentioned, but I think I would sway towards Payet in this one.
Yeah, I think of the ones that are in the top six here, I'd probably say Dele Alli's one where he chested it down, flipped it over his head, and then volleyed it into the bottom corner. That was a great finish. Personally, for me, my goal of the season was Kane's against Arsenal for Spurs. I think he talks about the occasion of Martial there against Liverpool, obviously that big rivalry there, but North London derby, second half of the season, Arsenal and Spurs both still vying for the title at that time, and just where that goal came from, just dribbled it in from out wide, and just to finish like he did, it really surprisingly shot from where it was, the angle, but the curly had it right into the corner. He couldn't have pretty much put it anywhere else, and anywhere else he probably would have been safe, but for him to pick out that corner, and just the sort of surprise of the whole goal and the occasion, I thought that was my goal of the season. But a couple of others here, Barnes, Ali's against Palace, that was a great one, wasn't it?
It was a great one, and I know I'm being hypercritical here, but I think if it's goal of the season, everything about it has to be pretty perfect. I think he didn't catch the finish exactly perfectly, but everything about the technique building up to it was, again, we talked about Vardy capping off his season. It was like that with Ali. Just he's playing with so much confidence, playing so well that you think he can do anything, and then shades a bit of Gaza flicking it over the defender and then volleying it in. That was a fantastic goal. Payet against Bournemouth, great strike. For me, not his best goal of the season now. I think I preferred the one against Crystal Palace, where it just started so high over the crossbar and just dipped down on the goalkeeper side as well. But again, like the Vardy one, nothing the goalkeeper could do about it. It was just such a good strike. It was absolutely perfectly placed. Not as far out as the Bournemouth one, or probably not as far out as the United one in the FA Cup either. But for me, the one against Crystal Palace was his best free kick. I haven't mentioned the one from Mahrez against Chelsea as well, which it was from inside the box. He's done that those sorts of finishes a few times, but again, that was the occasion as well. It was so much pressure on Leicester because it was coming up against the defending champions. Big questions whether they can carry on their fantastic form. Chelsea under huge pressure. Mourinho, it turned out to be his last game, and it was just the occasion of that one. It was raining, it was under the lights. Just a great goal from Mahrez, and that also encapsulated their season. So there's a lot of good goals to choose from there.
I think Payet's one, I'd probably say the best one of all was that one against United in the FA Cup, but this is obviously Premier League, and a couple of others that haven't even made it on the top six. I mean, I've already talked about Kane's one against Arsenal, but I think Martinez one for Southampton against Arsenal on Boxing Day, the outside of the boot one. Yeah. Right, but that was fantastic. And then Matt Ritchie's volley against Sunderland for Bournemouth early on in the season. He caught that so sweetly right in the top corner. All great goals to be fair, but we've only got 6 to choose from here. Matt, do the honours and reveal the top 3.
Right, so in third place we've got Barney's favourite, which is Vardy against Liverpool. That comes in with 17%. Second place is Ali against Palace with 19%. And in top place, I'm absolutely delighted to tell you, it's Anthony Martial against Liverpool. Very low 20%, but that has come in first place, and I'm absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah, well, you see, it's obviously must be quite an even share of the votes, 17%, 19-20, so it must have been very close up there. But as you said, Martial against Liverpool announced himself with that goal, but certainly we've probably said that it wasn't the best goal even in that game because of Benteke's overhead kick finish. But surprise, Barnes.
I cannot believe that. As you mentioned, that wasn't the best goal of the game, yet alone best goal of the season. I mean, everyone went on afterwards about it being shades of Thierry Henry because he scored a similar goal against Liverpool, but I mean, for that to win, it is very close up there, and the other two certainly worthy to be up there. Ali and Vardy probably would have been my top two, but for Martial to be top is unbelievable.
Well, obviously, Manchester United got a big online presence, haven't they? And certainly their supporters have made their voices heard here, Matt. But was that his goal of the season, Martial? He scored quite a few.
I think, yeah, obviously he's got 11 in the season. He's won against West Ham. The second one, people saying it might have been a cross. It was a tidy finish. He showed lovely feet beforehand. He scored some good ones, obviously 11 in total. But the first one's always the one you're going to be remembering, and I think a lot of people will remember that against Liverpool. And I can understand why it's up there because he's an unbelievable player and it was a great goal. So
I think one of the more memorable moments of the season, you'd probably say that him announcing himself on the stage. But anyway, you've chosen Anthony Martial's goal against Liverpool as your Premier League goal of the season.